Before writing, history lived only in memory. Everything humans knew about the past existed in spoken stories, repeated from one generation to the next. Words were carried by voices, not objects. And when a voice was lost, so was the knowledge it held. In small communities, this was enough. People knew each other personally. Agreements were made face to face. Trust, reputation, and shared memory held society together. But as the first cities grew larger, memory began to fail. Populations increased, trade expanded. Food had to be stored, counted, and redistributed. Land had to be measured. Labor had to be organized. And disputes became more common. Who owned which field? How much grain had already been delivered? Who still owed work, food, or animals? These were questions that memory alone could no longer answer reliably. In early cities, people relied on oral agreements and witnesses, but witnesses could disagree. Memories could fade, and spoken words left no permanent trace. The need to record information did not begin with storytelling. It did not begin with religion. It began with administration. The earliest attempts at record-keeping were physical, not symbolic. People used simple objects to count goods. Small clay tokens represented items like sheep, jars of oil, or baskets of grain. Each token stood for something real and tangible. At first, this system worked, but as cities grew, the number of tokens grew as well. Managing hundreds of small objects became slow, confusing, and impractical. To solve this problem, people began sealing tokens inside hollow clay balls. Marks were pressed into the outside of the clay to show what was inside. Eventually, they realized something important. The marks were enough. The objects inside were no longer needed. This was a turning point. Instead of counting objects, people began counting symbols. Impressions in clay replaced physical items. And for the first time, meaning was separated from the object it represented. Over time, these impressions became standardized. Certain marks always meant grain, others meant animals, labor, or land. What began as simple accounting slowly became a system of symbols. These symbols evolved into pictures. Pictures represented objects, actions, and quantities. This stage is known as pictographic writing. But drawing pictures for every record was slow, so the shapes became simpler. Lines replaced curves. Details disappeared. The symbols became abstract. This was the birth of true writing. In Mesopotamia, these symbols were pressed into soft clay using reed styluses. The wedge-shaped impressions left behind formed what we now call cuneiform. At first, it recorded only practical matters: harvests, trade, labor, and storage. Writing was not used to express ideas or emotions. It was a tool for control. Only a small group of people learned how to write. These scribes trained for years. They memorized symbols, rules, and formats. Literacy was rare, and knowledge was guarded. To be able to write was to hold power. Writing allowed rulers and administrators to manage large populations. Orders could be recorded and enforced. Debts could be tracked. Taxes could be collected. Information no longer depended on memory alone. It could survive the death of the person who recorded it. This changed how humans thought. For the first time, knowledge could accumulate. Each generation could build on the records of the last. Mistakes could be corrected. Systems could become more complex. Writing also changed time itself. The past could now be preserved. The future could be planned. Decisions could be justified using records instead of witnesses. As writing spread, its purpose expanded. Lists became laws. Records became contracts. Accounts became history. Eventually, writing was used to tell stories, record beliefs, and preserve culture. But administration always came first. Writing did not appear because humans wanted to tell stories. It appeared because cities needed to function. Without writing, cities could not grow beyond a certain size. With writing, civilization could scale. Once humans learned to record information outside their minds, history itself changed. The past no longer vanished with memory. It became fixed, stored, and retrievable. And from that moment on, human civilization could never return to a world without writing. History is built one piece at a time. Subscribe to follow the story as we build it together.